Welcome back to News Around, your window into the most surprising and emotional moments shaping the Turkish entertainment world. Before we begin, don't forget to hit subscribe, tap the join button to support our channel, and leave a comment below because today's story is one that left an entire nation speechless. Let's dive into what many are calling the most unexpected love and loyalty twist of the year. When the Turkish press reported that Afra Saraçoğlu and Mert Ramazan Demir had quietly tied the knot, most readers assumed it was yet another celebrity rumor. But within hours, it became clear that the whispers were true and the reason behind the sudden union was nothing short of extraordinary. Afra, celebrated for her poise, discretion, and relentless independence, made a decision that defied every expectation. She chose to marry Mert in complete secrecy, not for glamour, publicity, or fame, but for protection. The wedding was not a romantic spectacle filled with flowers and flashing lights, but a strategic act of devotion, a move that blurred the line between duty and love. The catalyst came when Mert became entangled in a serious legal investigation, one that threatened not only his career but possibly his future freedom. According to close insiders, the legal team revealed that only a spouse or immediate family member could gain access to certain restricted files or intervene directly in the case. In that moment, Afra's instincts eclipsed her pride. Past arguments, media gossip, and emotional distance vanished in the shadow of what she feared most, watching him face ruin alone. And so, just before sunrise on a quiet Istanbul morning, a small courthouse became the setting of a scene more powerful than any role they had ever played on screen. There were no flowers, no designer gowns, no applause. Only two signatures, trembling hands, and a silent vow exchanged under the pale courthouse light. Those who caught a glimpse described Afra as unrecognizable, her usual elegance replaced by stark simplicity. Her hair was tied back in haste, her makeup minimal, her expression steady. Mert, usually confident and charismatic, appeared subdued, as though the gravity of what she was doing for him had finally sunk in. There were no diamonds, no carefully curated photographs. Just a moment of defiance against circumstance, a private ceremony carved from loyalty and love's most dangerous form, sacrifice. When the first court hearing took place days later, Afra entered the building carrying not only her calm demeanor but also a new surname, Demir. The room reportedly fell silent when she appeared. She did not smile, cry, or address the press. Instead, she stood quietly near the defense bench, watching over Mert with the composed resolve of someone who had made peace with her choice. Observers described her as a statue of resolve. For some, her presence was a romantic gesture beyond comprehension. For others, it was a bold, even reckless, risk that could endanger her reputation. Yet to Afra, reputation had lost its meaning. What mattered was standing beside the man who once stood beside her. And as the trial unfolded, her position became not only symbolic but legal. With her new status, Afra gained the right to review files, attend private hearings, and speak on Mert's behalf. But the price of that right was exposure. Every headline now bore her name beside his. Every rumor, every whisper, every online insult became a storm that she weathered silently. Many wondered, was this truly love, or a desperate act of moral courage? Because marrying a man under investigation is not a romantic plotline, it's a war declaration against gossip, fear, and social judgment. Afra's friends claim she was fully aware of the cost. She halted several filming projects, withdrew from public events, and refused brand collaborations that might distract her from the legal battle. "I have chosen my place," she allegedly told a close friend. "And it's beside him, whether it's on stage, at home, or in court." This act of devotion began as a legal necessity but soon transformed into something much deeper, a manifesto. In an industry obsessed with image and perfection, Afra's decision shattered expectations. She wasn't performing for cameras, she was rewriting what it means to love fiercely in the face of chaos. As news spread, social media exploded. Half the nation praised her courage, the other half called it madness. Some saw a modern Juliet defying convention, others accused her of risking everything for a man who might not deserve such loyalty. Comment sections turned into battlegrounds. "This is real love, not the kind we see in movies," one fan wrote. "Or maybe it's a mistake she'll regret forever," countered another. What do you think, dear viewers? Was Afra's decision the ultimate proof of love, or a dangerous gamble? Tell us your opinion below, and remember, your comment might appear in our next video here on News Around. The second hearing became even more charged with emotion. Cameras were banned, but whispers from the courtroom painted a vivid image. When Afra entered, sitting in the reserved section for family members, even the prosecutors reportedly shifted uneasily. Her gaze remained fixed on Mert throughout the session. She didn't touch him, didn't whisper, didn't plead, but her mere presence altered the mood of the entire room. It was as if she was saying, without words, "If you try to break him, you'll have to go through me first." That invisible energy transformed the proceeding into something cinematic. Lawyers described it as the moment the case stopped being legal and became human. Because sometimes in court, it isn't the most persuasive argument that wins, it's the loyalty that refuses to yield. Observers now agree that Afra and Mert's story has entered legend territory not because it's romantic in the traditional sense, but because it's tragic, raw, and defiant. She didn't marry for a red carpet. She didn't marry for publicity. She married because the man she once loved was cornered, and she refused to let him fall alone. That kind of love, dangerous, selfless, and unwavering, is rare in an industry built on appearances. Some insiders claim the experience has softened Mert, making him more introspective and grounded. "He knows she saved him," one crew member said. "He'll never forget that." Others fear the couple's union may crumble under pressure once the court drama ends. Yet there's also a quiet belief circulating that bonds forged in chaos tend to be the hardest to break. And as we close today's story, one truth remains. Afra Saraçoğlu didn't just marry Mert Ramazan Demir, she married a battle. She stood against public opinion, the media storm, and even her own comfort, proving that loyalty can be louder than any declaration of love. Turkey now waits, not only for the court's final verdict, but for the fate of a marriage born at the intersection of law and devotion. What will happen next? Will love outlast the trial, or will the courtroom's shadows consume them both? Share your thoughts below, and if you felt moved by this story, subscribe to News Around, hit the like button, and click join to support our growing community of loyal viewers who crave the truth behind the glamour. Until next time, this is News Around, where stories of courage, passion, and controversy come to life.